Hello 12th class students, this is your chapter 15. So here we will discuss the summary of the chapter. So this is the introduction. You know how we need Python, the connectivity with Python to MySQL. If we have a reservation system, or we can say any data that we store and we have to access it, then we have to use the Python with MySQL. So you can see Python allows us to connect all type of database. Either it is Oracle or SQL Server, or you can say the MySQL. In our syllabus, we have a MySQL with Python, connectivity with Python with MySQL. Next is what we need to connect Python with MySQL. You need MySQL software, Python software. Then you need to install MySQL connector by this method, pip install mysql.connector in CMD. Next is connecting to MySQL from Python. So it needs these steps. First you need to open the Python, then you have to import the package, then make a connection. After this you have to create a cursor, then execute the query, and then you have to extract the data from the record and then clean up the environment. Next is importing MySQL connector. How will you import? So this you need a package. So this import mysql.connector is a package. So you have to use this when you are connecting with MySQL with Python, and you have to use an alias name instead of writing this complete line. Next is open a connection to MySQL. So that you need a connection. How will you create it? By this syntax: connect, then host is your server name, then user is username, then you have to write down your password and then your database name. Next is example. You can see the example is here. Here I have written import mysql.connector as mys. So this is a connection. Then mycon is equal to. So you need mys connection. Then you have to establish a connection, that is mycon. So mycon is equal to mys.connect. Then you have to write down all these fields. Then you have to check whether the connection is successfully connected or not. If mycon dot is connected, it is a function that returns true if connection is established, otherwise it will give you false. Then it will give the message print successfully connected. So this is your table on which you have to perform the queries. So creating cursor. So it is a useful control structure of the database connectivity. When you run a query to database, it is executed and the record is sent when you made the connection. Now creating cursor and executing query. So how will you create the cursor? You have to write down the cursor name, then connection object dot cursor. After this, write down my cursor, that is equal to mycon dot cursor. Then you have to execute the query. Then you have to call the execute function so that particular query will get executed. Next is this is the example of cursor. Here you have to return cursor is equal to mycon dot cursor. The function is called. Now you have to execute your query so that it will give you the answer. But here it is not printing the query. So for printing the query, you need to fetch the data from the record. So that you have to use these functions: fetch all, fetch one, fetch many, and then row count. Row count will return the number of rows that retrieved from the cursor. Next you can see the example of fetch all. In this the three lines are same. The fourth line is also same. You have to execute the query. Then you have to call this fetch all function, and I have saved this in my data variable. Then and record that it will count the total number of rows. Then print total record founds are this one. Then you have a for loop for row in my data, then print row. Now next is this one. Again you are fetching the record. So here you are printing the data in row wise, means the first row will get executed, then row 1, then row 2, then row 3. Next is fetch 1. So fetch 1 will fetch one record, not all the record. It will just fetch one record at a time. Fetch many. So here if you want to fetch many records, so you have to give the number of records, then you have to call this fetch many function. So fetch many function always take a argument. Next is parameterized query. Now you have to perform the dynamic search. Then you have to use the parameter query. So there are three types of parameter queries. There are three methods, that is concatenating dynamic variable to query in which the values are entered, then string template with percentage formatting, then string template with curly braces and the format function. So first is concatenating variable with query. You know how will we concatenate? By plus symbol, by this. So in this program you can see the three lines are same. Now E is equal to input enter employee number to search. So in this you have to enter an employee number so that it will search it. Then you have to perform the query, and in employee number it will, I have used this concatenate, that the integer number is converted into string so that it will give you the result of that particular employee number. Then the query will get executed, it will fetch the record and then it will print it. Now string template with percentage %s formatting. So this percentage %s is used in place of values to substitute and then pass the value for that place. So you can see here I have used this percentage %s. Now I have not used any comma here. The percentage %e symbol is here. This is a tuple. So this E is replaced this S. So whatever the value this E has, it will given to this S variable, so that the particular employee number will get printed. Next is, you can see percentage %s formatting. Again this is an example. In this, if you have two variable, two searching element, then also you have to pass these two arguments and then it will take it, this one here %d will come. String template with curly braces and the format. Now in this you have to use this curly braces instead of this percentage %s, and for this you have to use this format function also. How will you use? You can see this now in this the enter employee number. So here you have to select asterisk from employee where employee number is equal to this. Then you have to use this curly braces, then dot format E. Okay, this format E function will replace this curly braces. Then that particular query will get executed. Next is the same program is here. If you have more than one variable for searching, then you have to use this format salary is equal to S, then department is equal to D, and that particular salary will be replaced by this variable. Inserting data in MySQL table from Python. Now you have the insert and the update operation. You can also do this in MySQL, in Python also. You can see the inserting data. So for inserting data, you have to use this mycon.cursor, and all the program is same. Here I have used this curly braces and the format function. When you execute the query, after that you have to use this commit function. Okay, this commit is here for inserting the data, that whatever data you are inserting, it is just storing it into the database. Next is updating record. In updating record also you have to update the record. So updating record means the record that you have already existing, that record you have to update it. Okay, then you have to again commit the query. When you are execute the query, then you have to commit it. Now next is, okay, so your chapter is over. You have to revise your classwork and then you have to make notes. So tomorrow your assignment will be uploaded, so you have to give the solution. So thank you and have a nice day.